Staying in the world of college basketball, over to the men's side, Maui Invitational kicking off today. And what a first round we have. The reigning back-to-back national champs, UConn, going up against Memphis and their new superstar. Also a top 5 matchup between Auburn and Iowa State. So let's welcome in our very good friend Matt Norlander from Hawaii. Matt, how long have you been there? How's travel? I just got to know, because it's rough.
Aloha. It is 7:30 in the morning here in Hawaii. I'm coming to you from the Lahaina Civic Center. Travel wasn't so bad. I was at the Duke Arizona game on Friday on my way here, but it's been tremendous, and the weather's incredible, and I can't wait to finally get to cover this amazing event in person for the first time.
Okay, I was about to say maybe you'll get a little tan, but probably not. You're going to be inside the entire time. Let's talk about these games we've got coming up. UConn, the back-to-back national champs, going up against Memphis. UConn, only one returning starter from last year's team. Memphis, they've got a new superstar in PJ Haggerty. What can we expect out of this one?
Well, I've spent the past day shadowing UConn's men's basketball program. Was with them at practice. Went through with a film review session, and just tell you that coaching staff is anticipating a real battle. I think that Dan Hurley called it a fist fight amongst his players last night because of how physical Memphis can play. Alex Karaban's the big name to know for UConn. He's two-year starter. Decides to come back, and he's a key player. But I tell you, on the UConn side, we're waiting to see how they show up against legit competition here. Amanda, UConn has the best margin of victory of any team in college basketball through the first 3 weeks of the season. But here's the catch. There are 363 Division I teams. UConn's strength of schedule to this point is 363, the worst in the entire sport. That degree of difficulty changed this week at Maui. We wait and see on guys like Solomon Ball, how does Solo Ball play on this spot. I think it's really key for Aiden Mahaney, the St. Mary's transfer, to play well. And then real quick on Memphis, PJ Haggerty is the real deal. You know, Maui often provides these big opportunities for players to really make a huge statement. He could be the guy. But also Dane Danger, the Illinois transfer, is a real guy to watch there. I can't wait to see what both these teams look like, because UConn simply has not faced an opponent yet this season that's anywhere close to Memphis's ability.
Well, and also it's a phenomenal basketball name. I mean, any college athlete would want that name. Michigan State going up against Colorado here also in the first round. Colorado's a team that did lose a lot from the last year's team that made the tournament. Tom Izzo and the Spartans, they seem to be a little bit more consistent this year, Maddie, than last year. What do you think about this game and this matchup here? Can Colorado potentially play spoiler?
Well, maybe. We'll see. Tad Boyle's a really good coach. He lost 3 NBA picks this past year, and Colorado had never had 3 NBA players on its roster in the history of the program there. So, you know, the Buffaloes were projected to be a bottom quarter of the 16-team Big 12 kind of team, but we'll see. There are 2 teams here that I think basically have nothing to lose and everything to gain in this field. Colorado is one of them. I'll get to the other one in just a minute here. For Michigan State, the Spartans, you know, they have the capacity to enter into that top 3 conversation in the Big Ten, but if you're going to do that, you got to do it here. Jeremy Fears, I think, and Jaden Akins, the pair of guards for Michigan State, have to show up in a significant way. Cohen Carr is an incredible dunker. He's an awesome athlete. Maybe he provides a viral moment. But I'm interested to see how Tom Izzo, who is now coaching in his 5th Maui Invitational as a head coach, has, I think, more experience than any other coach in the history of this 40-year event, how they handle this. That'll be the second game. I give Michigan State the edge, but the Spartans have not, provided to this point in the season. They have not provided a lot of optimism. Obviously, they got beat in the Champions Classic earlier this month by Kansas.
The best game in the first round by far. We get a top 5 matchup being treated to that between Auburn and Iowa State. Some people will argue that Iowa State, this will be their first real test, though. When you look at these 2 teams and just how elite they've been playing so far, what's the X factor that you're watching for each side?
Well, you make a good point there. UConn, like Iowa State, haven't played real opponents yet, whereas Auburn has the big time win, Amanda, over Houston. We'll go to the Auburn side first. Janai Broome is a stud. He is a double-double machine. He's averaging 20 points and better than 11 rebounds so far this season. To me, it can't just be him, though. Chaney Johnson has stepped up and played well. If you want the X factor, to me, it's the 6'7" senior. He's number 2 on the team in scoring. He's got to provide a lot of impact here. Remember, Iowa State is an elite defensive team. Auburn is as well, but I think at its best, Iowa State is the better defensive unit overall. And then for Iowa State, the Cyclones, coached by TJ Otzelberger, were a top 10 team last season. They brought back a lot. Taman Lipsey is, in my opinion, one of the 10 best point guards in the entire country. This is the best matchup of the first round, and I don't have this fact checked all the way, but these are two top 10 KenPom teams. I don't know if we've ever had a first round matchup between two top 10 KenPom teams in the history of this event. So that's an awesome game number 3 here. I give Auburn the very slight edge in that one, but Amanda, that game is good enough to be the title game here in Maui, and we're treated to it on day 1.
One more game we're going to take a look at. Dayton going up against North Carolina here. Going to need answers for that backcourt there for North Carolina. Dayton did lose a couple of key players from last year. Look, it is still overall a very solid team. And North Carolina, though, they've already played in Hawaii, and that is a benefit to them. You get used to that time change, get used to your daily routine there. Get us ready for this one. What can we expect?
Yeah, North Carolina had that game against Hawaii that was previously scheduled, and then basically COVID had delayed it by 5 years. But when Roy Williams was the coach, he promised he'd get that game in. They make it happen here. I've already seen Roy Williams. Roy Williams will be on hand to see these games and take in his Tar Heels here today. North Carolina is a team that I thought would be top 10 level good heading into the season, and now we see how it stacks up in a stacked field in this one. They've obviously got the, Amanda, you mentioned it, they've got the litany of really talented guards there, led by RJ Davis, who was fantastic last season, and now what can he do playing alongside Elliot Cadeau, who's set to take a massive jump this season as a pass first point guard. Between those two and then Seth Trimble, keep an eye on all of them. Now, Dayton's the other team. I mentioned Colorado. Dayton's the other team that has nothing to lose and everything to gain by playing in this Maui field. And it's not like Dayton's an afterthought. I think Dayton's the best team in the Atlantic 10, but now you get an opportunity for what could ultimately be judged as 3 quad 1 games by the time we get to Selection Sunday, Amanda. They've got really good guys themselves. Posh Alexander is a transfer. He's one of the best defenders in this tournament. He's there with Malachi Smith, Enoch Cheeks. So the backcourt battle is really good. And yet, Nate Santos, the forward for Dayton, is probably their best player there. So the Flyers have a real chance, and they've got good vibes and mojo in this field. They did win it in 2003, so we'll see if they can tap into some of that. Flyers faithful travels well. I've seen plenty of Dayton logos walking around Maui here. It's been an awesome past couple of days getting amped up, and the building around me is starting to come to life here, and I can't wait to check out this quadruple header on day 1 in Maui, Amanda.
Hey, I would go to Hawaii for Thanksgiving week if I had a team there. Why not? Matt, it is good to see you. It's good to see the face, the beard, because I know he gets rid of it the closer we get to the tournament. It's very disappointing, though. It looks very good. Matt Norlander, Gary Pierce, 2 guys from the Eye on College Basketball podcast. Matt just told you about the great first round we get at the Maui Invitational. They'll recap exactly what happens as the tournament continues to roll along.